This is a replay sent in by Dragons 2013. It features level 9 Kerrigan with a level 14 Stet Boy ally. So, if you guys are watching this from YouTube, that means I uploaded it there. But originally, I'm doing this live on my Twitch channel, so do check that out below if you want to watch the games live, or, you know, send in your own replays. Anyway, we are reviewing Dragons 2013's play, so we are going over to his view. He's starting up a couple of drones, that's fine. We're gonna see enemies not Zerg. We're gonna see what he's gonna do. Try to give feedback on how well he did, give some pointers for improvement, and then yeah, just try to be helpful because he did request a review. Okay, Overlord's done. Okay, he's a bit late here. Once Overlord completes, he should immediately start the drones. There should be no time delay there. Okay, so this is kind of weird. You started the extractor, but you're not putting any drones in it. You should put the drones immediately. So that's good. You're putting 2 workers there, but it's yeah. You're gonna start the spawning pool. 2 workers. Okay, you should probably have put them in quickly, more instantly at the very least. Okay, starting a spawning pool. I guess you're gonna go for a quick defense. A bit weird though. Okay, spawning pool. Look, yeah, I don't think there's any good reason to finish a spawning pool this early, to be honest. You could probably get away with a hatchery first. In fact, I would try to get away with a hatchery first, because Kerrigan needs economy. Look, you're 19 out of 30 supply. There's no need to make a 3rd Overlord. You're in the 3rd Overlord. Yeah. The other one. Yeah, there's no need to make a 3rd Overlord. Yeah, look, you have 3. There's no need to make a 3rd. When you're at 19 supply, and we're gonna finish at 19 supply, you could probably just take the 2nd gas, build an evolution chamber to upgrade Kerrigan, or take the hatchery. I don't think you need to start the Overlord that quickly. Getting the lair is fine, but yeah, we're mining 2 out of gas. What's the strategy here? What's the idea behind putting 2 workers in the gas this early? I thought a spawning pool early could clear the rocks faster. Well, you can, but you need like Zerglings for that. And okay, you're producing a pair, and that will help clear the rocks faster. But honestly, I would rather put a macro hatchery on location. If you've seen me play Kerrigan, you'll realize that on maps like these, instead of going for fast Zerglings to break the rocks, you can see you have another 30 seconds before the wave arrives. I'd rather put another hatchery here, so that I can produce workers immediately to pre-saturate these patches. And yeah, just another hatchery. Another hatchery would add supply, add more production, and yeah, just get you up and running more quickly overall. And yeah, I would say that the 3rd Overlord is definitely a mistake. You don't need this much supply early on, and that Overlord could have been better spent like getting the hatchery now. And the attack wave doesn't arrive that quickly, so what I think you should have done is get a fast hatchery, get your expansion more quickly, and then delay your spawning pool a little bit until like 20. My usual build for Kerrigan is that I put down the hatchery here as quickly as I can, before Overlord. My build for Kerrigan is hatchery here at 14 or 15 supply with the extractor trick, and then I start an Overlord immediately after the hatchery, and then I build up to 20 supply. Once I hit 20 supply, that's when I start the spawning pool. You can take your gas anytime after the Overlord, but you should still be able to have Zerglings out So at least distract the enemy while waiting for Kerrigan to spawn. That's the build I would recommend here. But anyway, build is not dependent on should I generally rush second hatchery. Generally you rush, well, yeah, generally rush the second hatchery, because even if it's not on location at the expansion, like for example if this was Dawn Vermilion or Chain of Ascension or Cradle of Death, the second expansion would allow to produce more drones, just because you have more larvae, and it adds supply, and yeah, it adds production for later on. Maybe some people would recommend queens instead, but queens are mostly a 1v1 thing, because on top of injecting hatcheries, the queens are also used for in 1v1 for spreading creep, defending against early game harassment, and injecting hatcheries, defending early game harassment, and spreading creep. So those are the three purposes of the queen in 1v1. In co-op, you only need supply early on, because any early aggression can be defended by the hero that comes out. So you don't really need queens in early game co-op. I think that's one of the differences that will allow you to tell someone who doesn't play co-op a lot. They will still get the queens out of habit, because they do it in 1v1, and they don't really think about what makes co-op different. In co-op, you don't need the queen early on. You can just get a second hatchery, get the extra supply, get the extra larva, and yeah, more production, more supply. But if the map is Rifts to Core Hall, the wave comes earlier than that. Spawning. Yeah, Rifts to Core Hall is a different case. The wave arrives there 2 minutes, so that is probably the only map that would warrant a faster spawning pool, just so we can probably get a couple of spine crawlers up. And even then, you have to check if it's Terran. So on Rifts to Core Hall, you have to check if it's Terran by checking Player 2's expansion is to see if there are Protoss doodads there. That's a Rifts to Core Hall. If it's Terran, you'll probably need more stuff because Reaper Liberator and Classic Mech are pretty difficult to fight first wave, because they have Vultures for Classic Mech and Reapers for Reaper Liberator, and generally Zerglings and Spine Crawlers don't do well against both. So you'll need to heavily prepare if the enemy is Terran. If it's Protoss, you also gotta watch out. If it's Zealots, what I would recommend is a mini wall, a kind of a mini wall. So if you're up against Zerg, or Zealots, you can maybe put a spawning pool here, then a couple of spine crawlers here. The idea is to prevent the Zerglings or Zealots from getting a full surround. But if you're against Terran, they're ranged, so the mini wall does nothing. You can really only just put as many maybe three spine crawlers might be enough with target fire. But it's generally difficult to do the defense as Kerrigan on your own on the first wave on that map. That's why for Kerrigan, if I have an ally, I generally rely on my ally as Kerrigan to defend the first wave. Although I understand that's generally not a thing that you can rely on, especially if you're in the solo queue. But yeah, if you're in the solo queue, you can't really rely on your ally. You maybe put down 3 hatcheries on Rifts to Core Hall. On this map, you don't need it. You can go for the fast hatchery on this map, and really most other maps. Go for the fast hatchery, spawning pool 20 supply, and then just get a couple of Zerglings to distract the enemy while Kerrigan is waiting to spawn. That's really it. Layers out. So, what is the purpose of the fast layer here? What are you building? Do you need Hydralisks this early? I don't think you need Hydralisks this early as Kerrigan. What level are you again here? Level 9? If you're level 9, you already have access to Omega Worms. I would rush that instead of a Hydralisk then. Because Omega Worms are such a game changer for Kerrigan. It provides tanking. It provides detection. It provides not just mobility, but near omnipresence. So I would recommend that you just put down an Omega Worm first in this particular spot, just to block the enemy in case it's zealots. If it's zealots, they just run into your drone line and cause chaos and lost workers. I would rather put the spawning pool here and the Omega network here, so you can create a kind of mini wall to prevent the zealots from getting, if it is zealots. But you don't really know, so I guess yeah, we'll see what the enemy is. If it's Tehran, the wall at the very least will distract the enemy and cause him to attack the buildings instead. Let's see. Oh, it's bio. Yeah, so in this case, the enemy's bio, so even if you have a wall here, they can still probably get through and fight the workers. But for bio, you can probably run around a couple of zerglings, kind of distract them. It's 340. You only need to distract the bio for 20 seconds. So you can get your existing zerglings, run them around here, try to bait the bio into moving around the map. Just stall them until Kerrigan is out. So it's yeah, I guess you can also use the drone, but I'd rather use the zerglings in this case. Okay, this is good. So they're trying to attack other buildings instead of the workers. Okay, so this is a bit weird. So you let Kerrigan, you rallied Kerrigan here, and then she walked all the way there and then went back. You probably don't need to rally Kerrigan. What I like doing is I watch the clock. So I know when Kerrigan spawns. As soon as Kerrigan spawns, I just spam the all army hotkey. That will select Kerrigan. Just spam the all army hotkey, and then attack move to where the enemies are. That's what I like to do, and it'll work for you too. You don't need to rally Kerrigan. Just when she's close to spawning, maybe 358, start spamming the all army hotkey. That will select Kerrigan, and then once she spawns, the attack move. She will start attacking the enemies directly. I think that's something that maybe less experienced players are less prone or less less likely to do. Like, they're not aware of timing system. Like I saw earlier, when the Overlord emerged, there was a little bit of delay before you started workers. Now that's bad, because there should be no delay. You're not doing anything else during that time. So all you can really do is select the hatchery, select larva, and then just hold down the worker key. Just hold down the worker key, the worker hotkey. For you, it's probably D or E or something. I don't know standard hotkeys, but just hold down the hotkey for drone. As soon as the Overlord emerges, all of these larvae should be drones. That's the benchmark. Just hold down the drone hotkey. As soon as the Overlord emerges, all of these available larvae should be drones. Speaking of making stuff, you're floating 1,000 minerals and 216 gas. Definitely a great time to start a hatchery here. You should already have had, honestly, the second hatchery starting, since you made zerglings. You should already be starting the second hatchery here. You should already have the evolution chamber to start the grid. Okay, grid. Yeah, you should hold down the Q hotkey once the Overlord is close to emerging. You're not doing anything else during the time. You should be watching the progress bar for making the Overlord, and then just once it's close to done, select hatchery, select larva, and then hold down the Q, so that when the Overlord emerges, all of these instantly start building drones, no questions asked. And yeah, what else can you do with 990 mil? You can start an evolution chamber, start a couple of spines here in case you want something else to fight the bio. You can't afford it because you haven't been spending it anywhere else. You can make these larvae into drones. See, the nice thing about starting an extra hatchery is that you can already be producing out of it. You can already have double the larva production. So you can always start double work. You can double the rate at which you produce larvae, and yeah, you can build an evolution chamber. Start getting upgrades here. If you really are going hydralisks, I still recommend going for a fast Omega network, which is why I wouldn't saturate with 2 out of 3. I would saturate this with 3 out of 3, because Kerrigan's good units are gas intensive, and you definitely want a couple Omega networks to move around the map more quickly. Okay, Gary's out also for Stetboy. I'm not sure what prestige Stetboy is using. There's definitely no need to get double evolution chamber Stetboy, but that's not the one we're focusing on. He won. Either way, if he's level 15, there's zero need to go for a double evolution chamber at all. In fact, I would rather rush out the infestation pit, or I guess if he's P1, there's no need. I guess it'll depend on what he's going for. Okay, you are aggressive with Kerrigan early, that's good. But, okay, starting the evolution chamber, that's also good. Starting to fight here. What prestige? Oh yeah, no prestige in Kerrigan, that's fine. Okay, this is fine. But, you also need to be aware of the time. You also need to be aware of the time. Like, the second wave on Void Launch spawns at 5 minutes, so you activated your assimilation aura a little early, so that you're not gonna have it up in time for the waves to hit. Maybe a little bit, but okay, you need to hurry up. You need to hurry up here. Yeah, use the oh, you missed it. So there's so much potential here. Look how many units there are. That's 14 units. Imagine if you activated assimilation aura right as these 14 units are coming up. That would have been so much money. I guess you're not spending your money anyway, but that would have been so much money. You can start another hatchery here, another hatchery here, Omega network, upgrades, workers, overlords, what have you. And you should start harvesting gas. You really should saturate your gas. 3 out of 3 to work for these. So look at that. Kerrigan can easily take down these dudes. Look at that. Imagine if you had assimilation aura for this wave. There would have been so many resources for you to float. But yeah, spend your money and get resources. That's the general idea for playing StarCraft. What are you looking at right now? Okay, so you're looking at your base. You start an upgrade. Okay. So, Heroic 42, that's also good, but you're still floating 800 mils. You really should. Yeah, look. So, I'm not sure what you're looking at here, but you can see that you have 1,000 minerals and two hatcheries. Honestly, just spend your money. You can make 5 workers out of this, 250. So you'll have 695 minerals remaining. With that you can start 2 more hatcheries. And then 2 more hatcheries. Wait another round, then you'll have another overlord. Really, it's okay. You finally started saturating your gas a bit late, in my opinion, but it is what it is. So what I would do here is start 5 workers, 2 hatcheries, wait a little bit, and then start an overlord. That's really what you should be doing. Just focus on your economy early on. Okay, what are you working on right now? Okay, Omega Network, that's good, but check out your minerals. You're floating so much without really doing anything with it. Okay, I understand you're microing Kerrigan. That's good. It's good. You're microing Kerrigan. That's good. But you also should be paying attention to what's happening behind it. Like, your 28 supply, 1,000 minerals. Okay, there you go. You make all your joints in one burst, but you really want to spend more of your money. Like, okay, more upgrades. So, in general, when you're playing StarCraft, the idea is to keep spending your money in whatever means you can. You notice that you don't have enough gas, and you're floating a lot of minerals. So what you should do is take 2 workers here, turn them into extractors, so you can harvest more gas to spend on more stuff that needs gas. You're at 37 or 52. You don't need it to be 37 or 52. You don't need the next overlord here. What you can do is make 2 more hatcheries. Omega Network is fine. That's good actually. But yeah, 2 more hatcheries I would recommend to supplement your production. What's the plan for you? Okay, extractor, then another extractor. That's good. That's good work. Okay. Assimilation aura, use it. There. And then you're gonna intercept. Okay, the way you spawn in the wrong direction. It's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, 7:30 is when it's definitely when you want to pop the assimilation. Oh, look at that! Look at how many minerals there are. Look, that's the direct effect of using assimilation aura in time for the attack wave. That's really good. So now the next agenda for you is to try and spend that money. Into building productive stuff. Like I said, two more hatcheries, more harvest gas, more hatcheries, more upgrades. Just get all the stuff. Get hydralisks.
Well done.
By the way, I can give this advice to myself. I also float a lot of money because I don't play 1v1, so I'm not very focused on like 1v1 stuff like macro. But I keep saying that the fact I can give myself this advice means it's good advice. It's really good. I like that you're being active with Kerrigan. That's really good. But you have to understand that at your level, Kerrigan isn't that strong yet. So, ooh, that's a waste. So look, you actually had an Omega Worm available. So you probably know your mistake by now. You weren't able to put your Omega Worms in the control group. What you should have done is once you start attacking into here, pop an Omega Worm somewhere here. Like, yeah, use an Omega Worm somewhere here. And then once Kerrigan gets low, just retreat into the Omega Worm. That's what we want to do. But more than anything else, you should really spend your money. You have so many resources available. Now's the time when you want to get overlords. But on top of, you have 2,000 minerals in the bank. Get the extra hatcheries, get overlords, get units, and get more upgrades for the hydralisks. Really, you made the hydralisk den, but you're not upgrading out of it. That's a bit of a waste. If your hydralisk den is this early and you're not making hydralisks and you're not getting upgrades for your hydralisks, it's a waste. It's just legit a waste. So I would recommend not getting the hydralisk den this early. Since you're not making units, you're not getting upgrades. I thought it's fine to get it this early if you're getting units right away. But since you're not, there's no need to get the hydralisk den this early. You can start at like around this time. Around this time is a good time to start your hydralisk den. Kerrigan can kind of solo until then, and yeah, more production. How many larvae do you have? You have 6 larvae, 2 overlords, and then 4 hydralisks. Should set you up, and then start 2 more hatcheries here. That's what you should do. Yeah, Omega Worm's a bit late. You could have used this earlier on here, when Kerrigan was getting low. Pop the Omega Worm here, then retreat Kerrigan inside the Omega Worm. That would have saved her. It made her available for this fight. So Kerrigan's another half minute away from spawning. She will be in time, I think, for the next wave, which is fine.
The bad guys are coming. I hope he got energies at full capacity.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that Omega Worm's good for tanking. Clearly. Okay, Kerrigan's out. Use her there. Okay, use both your abilities. Just use immobilization wave. There's no need to save it. There's no reason to save immobilization wave. You're being surrounded. You need to deal more damage. I don't understand why you didn't use immobilization wave. This would have been the perfect time to use immobilization wave. That would help you. Look, Kerrigan is very low now, and you weren't able to scramble over to the main objective. I guess you were able to use. Oh no, this is Stetboy's hydralisks. Yeah. Your ally kind of saved your butt right there. Okay, so you have 92 supply. You have hydralisks on the way. That's good. Okay, did you rally your hydro? That's good. You did rally them. That's good. Kerrigan's dead again. See, this is why you use immobilization wave. If you use immobilization wave, Kerrigan would be alive right now. Okay, now you're starting the extra hatchery. So where I like to place my hatcheries is one over here to kind of block the attack wave. I'll put down an extra hatchery over here, or here. Here's also fine. You can put down a hatchery over here, and then put the the Omega network over here, so that both hatcheries have a fast rally into the Omega network. So you have, yeah, had this rally. You should also rally this. But yeah, you can see that there's a delay. You can see the Hydras having a delay between the time they spawn and the time they get into the Omega Worm. If you use your all army hotkeys, there's a chance that these Hydralisks will be pulled in. Instead of going into the Omega network, they'll run across the map, all the way across the map to get there. Yeah, look, you have these two. Ooh, yeah, this is not ideal. Don't rally your Hydralisks here. Rally them to the Omega network. This is bad. Okay, this is relative to the Omega network. Ooh, look at this. You're running Kerrigan across the map. Okay. This is kind of, most of them want to welcome back to the stream. This is kind of bad placement. You should have your Omega network here, so that the units that produce out of the hatchery immediately rally into them. This is maybe a bit of difference from how 1v1 works. In 1v1, you don't really make heavy use of the Omega or of Nidus networks for your primary mobility. It's different co-op. In co-op, the Omega network is your primary source of mobility for Kerrigan. That's why you want to have your Omega network here, rally it straight into the Omega network, and then pop them out to the nearest one, to the one nearest to the action. That's how you use Omega networks in co-op. Again, let me repeat. Positioning. Put your Omega networks as close as possible to your hatcheries. One over here. One over here. Without blocking your harvesting lines. Here should be fine for your Omega network, because it's close. Look, the larvae can go right to the Omega Worm as soon as they spawn. And here, there's the minimum. Yeah, I'm reviewing a replay. So there's minimal travel time for the larvae to get into the Omega network, and aside from that, you can put another hatchery here, So both hatcheries, all hatcheries, have a minimal travel time for the Omega network. That's really the main concept behind here that I want you to learn. Minimize travel time between your hatcheries and your Omega networks. Like this rally's bad. You don't want to rally there. You want to rally into your Omega network. I've had the Movius before they get to the network issue to be a lot, to be honest. I've always been a little hesitant placing them too close. Let me put the working last mistake. Your concern is legitimate. Your concern of putting them in the mineral line is legitimate. So you want to place them beside. You want to place it beside the gas. This spot should not interrupt mining. This spot should not interrupt mining. This spot should not interrupt mining. Just make sure that it doesn't overlap. Just make sure it's not between the minerals, the gas, and the hatchery. Just put it to the side. Put it to the side. Expo rally, IDK was way off. I think, yeah, probably. Rally all the way here. You should rally into your Omega network. And like I said, if you see me play Kerrigan, my Omega network's always here, right beside the hatchery. This doesn't block. There's no need to fear putting it here. I can put another hatchery here, so I can rally both this hatchery and this hatchery into this Omega network. That's minimal travel distance. And honestly, if you place it over the minerals by accident, over the harvesting by accident, that's when you learn. That's when you know, oh, not this close. Maybe move it a pixel to the left. That's learning. That's progress. Spreen McBot, thank you for the follow-up to the stream. And that's how you progress in co-op. Making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. Okay, this hatchery is relative to this Omega network. This hatchery is okay. Okay, it's rallied now. This one's also rallied. That's good. This hatchery could be closer. You could put the hatchery here, so that once the larvae spawn, they immediately go into the youth spawn, they go immediately into the Omega network. You're still flowing a lot of money, and not a lot of workers. This is when you could have had those extra larvae by now. You could make Yeah, how many larvae do you have? You have 4 larvae. Just turn them all to overlords, and then once these hatcheries emerge, you'll be able to spam the units out. Okay, getting +1 attack. Not the earliest, but that's fine. You also already have all the Hydralisk upgrades. That's good. That's good. What are the upgrades for Kerrigan? For Kerrigan, Heroic Fortitude increases her HP. The Chain Reaction will allow her to attack multiple units at once. And the Ability Efficiency will reduce the cooldowns on her abilities. Those are the upgrades for Kerrigan in the Evolution Chamber. I just get them all in order, so that she's as powerful as can be.
Another wave of shuttles.
Okay, good placement of the Omega Worm.
Get ready to
Okay,
move out.
good.
The enemy is using
Good. So once you use Immobilization Wave, how many... Okay, you have a charge available. Why that over 2-2? Because Kerrigan is stronger than units. Kerrigan is stronger than her units. So you wanna lean on your advantage. You wanna lean on your advantage, especially early game. Because early game, you don't have an army. Look at this. This is textbook example. Kerrigan has 17 Hydralisks and 4 Zerglings. That's not gonna do anything. That's not gonna do anything in co-op. In co-op, the enemy base is already set up. They already have a full base with defenses: siege tanks, Banshee, Thor, Battlecruiser, Goliath. 17 Hydralisks is not gonna do anything to that. But Kerrigan will. Look, Kerrigan has them all stunned, and she can take them all out with the support of her abilities. So that's why you want to get a chain reaction. The chain reaction will allow you to attack 5 targets at the same time by that chain thingy, and ability efficiency will allow Kerrigan to reuse the assimilation aura and the immobilization wave more frequently to keep the enemy stunned. And this phase where the enemies are stunned is the best moment to pop an Omega Worm in the very middle of all this. Pop an Omega Worm here in the very middle. Unload your units because they have a window. The enemy can't shoot back. This is the best moment for you to pop an Omega Worm here, unload all your army, and just watch them evaporate these dudes, because Hydralisks are glass cannons. The best time for them to attack is when the opponent is either shooting something else or when they're not shooting at all. In this case, the enemy is not shooting at all, so you want to pop the Omega Worm here. As soon as you use the immobilization wave, pop the Omega Worm here, unload all your units in this, and just watch them erase this base. So, yeah, it's good that you're attacking with Kerrigan, but that's not all the firepower you have. Honestly, this is late. This is late. You should have done this a lot earlier, way earlier. And you're gonna lose Kerrigan again. Oof. Ooh. Where were you looking? Ooh, you unload a single Hydralisk. That's honestly not good. So now you unload your Hydralisk. They're gonna take fire from the enemies unnecessarily. They don't need to be taking. Do Omega take aggro from Hydralisk other units? I wouldn't say they do, but I wouldn't say they do necessarily. But the important thing is that Hydralisk, the Omega Worms, unload all units instantly. That is the big thing about Omega Worms. They unload units instantly. So the nice thing about it, the nice thing about that is that while the enemies are stunned, that is a huge window for you to unload all your Hydralisks and kill all the enemies before they can shoot back. That is why the Omega Worms are great. They unload all your units instantly, and the damage is pretty much instant like that. You can eliminate all these enemies before the immobilization wave wears off and before they can shoot back. Then you can preserve all your Hydralisks for the next fight and keep Kerrigan alive. You see the clear mistake here, Dragons? You used immobilization wave, but you were very slow to unload all your units from the Omega network. What you should have done is hop Kerrigan in, pop immobilization wave, pop your Omega network, Omega Worm here, and then unload all your units. That will eliminate all the enemies here, guaranteed, without taking a single loss. That's how you should have done it. Alright. Stutter step is nice, I guess, but you don't need to be doing that, honestly. Stutter step is nice, but look at this. Okay, a bit weird. This is not the moment we should have been stutter stepping. They can just fan out and surround the barracks. This is when you should be stutter stepping, because look at these Hydra's derping behind. Look at these Hydra's derping behind. This is when you want to be stutter stepping, when the units are getting stuck in a choke and can't shoot. You gotta prioritize your actions, man. I think you just don't understand yet when you should be using the stutter step and your micro tricks. Do not stutter step when you're floating this much money and you're attacking a single barracks. That is not the time to stutter step. This is when you stutter step, when you're fighting big units in a choke and not all your units are shooting. That's when you want to stutter step. And honestly, just make more units. How many larvae do you have? You have 20 larvae. Spend! Make more Hydralisks. I honestly still underestimate the duration of stun. So I was a bit of, should I snipe the siege tanks ASAP? No. No. Always, whenever you use Omega Immobilization Wave, always unload your units. No questions asked. Unload your units. They will let your units take out the siege tanks. It's fine. Hey, Senpai Daddy 696969. Welcome back to the stream. How are you today? Okay, now you move into position. That's good. Okay, you don't want to take this fight right here. Actually, you don't want to take this fight right here. Look, they have equal surface area as you do. You want to take this fight when you're in a concave. So what I would do here is load them into the Omega network. Load all these units back into the Omega worm. I would wait for them to get into a better position, like over here on this ramp. I would pop the Omega worm here, get to a concave, and then shoot back. Not in this configuration when they basically have an even footing as your army.
Have been destroyed.
Look, you're actually making it worse for yourself by retreating and allowing the enemy to shoot at you while you're not shooting back, and give yourself less surface area while the enemy gets into position. This is not a good fight for you.
The enemy must be crazy to
The
think
good
they
news
can
is that
survive
Gary
this
is here to basically protect your army. So that's your saving grace. Okay, make more overlords now.
Assimilation aura is now ready.
3 is fine, but you want to start more like you're floating 2200 minerals. Honestly, just start like 10 overlords at this point. I saw a lot of fire butts, so I assumed I could go in and out safely there. I guess you're right on that account, but still, in most fights, you wanna try and look for a better fight. Always try to get a better concave. And yeah, honestly, you're floating 2200 minerals. Just make 10 overlords. Just make 10 overlords, man. There's no reason to limit yourself to 3. Just make 10. Okay, army walking over. Okay, that's good. Assimilation aura, that's good. Okay, this Hydra's gonna get targeted down. It's gonna splash. Ooh, all your units. That's not good. Okay. So you can see there's a Banshee shooting here. That's why. Okay, you're treated. Yeah. Okay, your allies kind of letting the enemy shoot, but that's not your concern. Your concern is you should be spending your money. You get more Hydralisks. You need to get more Hydralisks.
Wave is now available.
What are you building? Honestly, just get... Yeah, there we go. There we go. Spend your gas. There we go. Yeah, get more hatcheries. Spend your gas. Q1 Stetboy and Kalaga, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Okay. I like how you're getting more Omega worms. That's good. That will give you more mobility. But yeah, just spend your money. Just focus your money on spend. Just focus your action spending your money. Did you re-rally? You still have not re-rallied. Your camera is actually here. I did notice that it's mis-rallied. That is a huge mistake.
Aura is ready, my queen.
You should have been on point with that.
closer.
When mineral float, spam hatcheries. Exactly. It works in co-op. Okay. Okay, this is good. This is what you should have done. Except Except the sequence is jump Kerrigan in, immobilization wave, pop a couple Omega networks or pop a couple Omega worms, and then unload your Hydralisks. So that damage is more instant. I so don't like how P3 stat is bad compared to other Ps. It's fine. He used to have a super gear, so it's still fine. That was misrallied, to be honest, until the replay. Oh. Yeah. I guess this is fine. You need an Omega Worm here. Get a worm. You're getting shot down by Banshees. There we go. That's good. Okay, good. Now you're doing it. Now you're doing it. There's still a ship here. You gotta get back to that ship. Okay, that's good. Okay, now get back in. Unload here.
Hostile eliminated.
Yeah, I can take care of that. Yeah, it's just a couple hybrids.
They would have been lost without you.
Good.
Hybrid behemoths are honestly just giant HP sinks. They're just hybrid behemoths are basically just giant giant health sinks. They're just giant health sponges that absorb damage. They're not that good. I guess they have fungal, but they're honestly not that good. Okay, unload now, unload. Don't wait. Oh, you lost Kerrigan. Yeah, you should have unloaded. You should have unloaded these units just to help the fight, just so Kerrigan wouldn't die. Imagine if you unloaded them in time. This Valkyrie would be dead. This Thor would be dead. Kerrigan would be alive. That's a bad engage. Yeah, slow unload.
Let's take it out. We don't have long.
Okay, you don't want to fight here. You don't want to fight there. You want to focus on the shuttles. You don't want to fight there. Oh, on the choke point. That's not a good fight for you. Alright, at least you did manage to take down this base. That's good. Good job taking down this base. Ooh, not a good fight. You lost 2 Hydralisks to that Thor. There's a Banshee. Omega. Good Omega Worm. See, you do have the reaction time. You do have the reaction time to pop an Omega Worm. You just need to practice it so that you can get it more consistently. Alright. Big attack wave there. This is when you should be using the immobilization wave. Do you have it? You use immobilization. Good! No, fight here. Good! This is good. This is a good engage. Okay. This is a good time to start a step. Okay. Okay, you're doing it. Good. Good engage. That was a good engage. That was... You do more of that. Do more of that and you'll be good. Then get more Hydralisks. Honestly, put your Hydralisks in the Omega Worm. Honestly, put your Hydralisks in the Omega Worm.
The fight begins.
See the disadvantage of walking your Hydralisks over? A lot of these can't attack. Look, they're derping behind their buddies. I need to starter step them. If you just pop an Omega Worm here in the middle, all of them unload, all of them shoot immediately. There's no need to starter step. And you can focus on keeping Kerrigan alive. And making more units. Okay, 15 Hydralisks on the way. Good, good. Okay, taking down this base. Very nice. Alright. Okay, you are making more Hydralisks. You're at 156 supply now. That's good. Okay, nice leaping strike. You want to run back to the ship. Pop Omega, click Omega, unload Omega. Reselect army is a bit of APM. So I struggle getting it right. Not really. It's not really that difficult. You just need to practice it. Just yeah, you do. You already have the control group for your Omega Worms. You just need to practice it. Hop in with leaping strike, immobilization wave. That buys you a lot of time to pop the Omega Worm. Just look for somewhere. Click. Actually, you can use rapid fire. You can use rapid fire to deploy the Omega networks. That's what I do. I just rapid fire the Omega Worms. Until one spawns. And once that spawns, click that, unload all. You don't need to micro your Hydralisks. Reselect army is a bit struggling getting it right. Yeah, you don't need to reselect your army. I mean, you have an all army hotkey, you can do that, but you don't need to reselect your army. They'll just shoot down the things on their own. With immobilization wave, you'll generally have enough time for it.
Detecting your main objective. wave of shuttles inbound
Okay.
on an active conduit.
Get him, Mecha Swarm!
You have to use your Mega Worm unload. You have to unload. Your allies doing the work. You're kind of just standing around here doing nothing. You're just walking around doing nothing. Your allies taking care of the main objective. Spend more. Get more Hydralisks. Get more upgrades are good, but you need Hydralisks. You should try to max out as soon as you can. If you're floating 600, get Hydralisks. How many larvae do you have? You have 24 larvae. Get Hydralisks.
It's down.
Okay, good unload. Good unload.
Our foe shall become
Okay.
resources.
Okay, retreat Kerrigan. Retreat Kerrigan.
The enemy is on the way, little buddies. Get out there!
Okay,
and
get another
save
Omega
the
Worm
world.
here.
Immobilization wave is available, my queen.
Get another Omega Worm. Good. Good. Now I can shoot him down. Okay, get more Hydralisks. You also just want to focus on keep getting more units. That's really all you need to do. In the mid to late game, just focus on keeping this number as high as possible and keeping these as low as possible. On top of clearing the bases, you're clearing the bases. You just need to macro behind it. Like you don't, yeah, you're doing the thing where you just use your hotkeys to macro, but you should do it more.
Finished. Science owes you a great
Just
debt,
do it more.
Commanders.
There we go. Good. 24 Hydralisks on the way. Good. Do more of that. Do more of that.
Predicted.
Okay, no need to start. Where's Kerrigan? Where's Kerrigan? Oh, he's lagging behind. Okay,
Assimilation aura is ready.
you're losing army. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, this is so painful to watch.
Shall become a
Oh no! Look at how many. Oh no! Look how many Hydras are walking across. That's bad. That's bad. What should you dump minerals into? Nothing. Minerals are nothing. Just look at the gas. With that much gas, you can produce like I don't know, so and so number of mutalisks or no Hydralisks. I wouldn't get Zerglings at this point. I wouldn't get Zerglings. You need anti-air. Just putting everything into Hydralisks are the good call, I think. As Kerrigan, like I said, as I keep saying, as Kerrigan, you're gas starved, so you don't really need to focus on getting in the late game. You don't need to try and focus this down. We'll take less losses when attacking these, but you can dump the Zerglings. Well, I still wouldn't think so. Like, if his macro is on point, he would be able to get more Zerglings out and still have the regen on the larva on. But I can see here he's floating larvae. So I still would recommend more Hydralisks at this point. And his Zerglings are unupgraded. That would just take more gas away. He's level 9. He's level 9. So he doesn't have the gas reduction upgrade. So and the XP's evolutions upgrades. So yeah, I would rather not spend like so much money on getting more Zergling upgrades just to make more Zerglings. I wouldn't recommend that. I would just get more Hydralisks at this point. LNS, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Spore Crawlers, also a good idea. You can pop an Omega Worm here, get Spore Crawlers, Omega Worm here, get Spore Crawlers here, Spore Crawlers here. That would have been helpful, just if you really want to spend your minerals. But honestly, priority-wise, if you don't have the APM for it, I would rather just if you have to focus on something, focus on getting more Hydralisks. That's really it.
Course for all three conduits.
If you have the attention span to spare, if you have the APM to spare, that's when you get the Spore Crawlers. But in this situation, just get more Hydralisks. That is honestly the best improvement. That is the best way you can improve your game.
The bad guys are coming. I hope he got energies at full capacity.
I mean, look at your army walking over. This is painful. Look at your army walking over. That is, yeah, you should hide. Run Kerrigan back in. Unload. Finish this off. And this last two. GG? Alright, good game. This was a learning experience, I think.
Friends, now I don't have to punish anyone.
I mean, you didn't do terrible. You were able to clear 2 out of 3. You were able to clear out 2 out of the 3 bases. Your opener could use some help. You could add, like I said, for your opener, I recommend getting Hatchery first. This is not Rift to Coral. You can get away with Hatchery first. Hatchery first. You can take double gas at like 18 supply or something, and then spawning pool at 20 supply, and then use a couple of Zerglings to distract the enemy until Kerrigan spawns. And then once Kerrigan's near spawning, spam the all-army hotkey, and then when she arrives, just attack move the enemy immediately. You don't need to get your Hydralisk Den dead early. You can delay it until, like, let's say 5 minutes or 6 minutes. And then once you have your saturation up, keep making units. And then regarding the hatchery placement and the Omega Worm placement, place the Omega Worms as close as possible to your larvae, so that there's minimal rally time into your Omega network, and less chance of you accidentally re-rallying them across the map, like what happened here. And yeah, put the hatcheries as close as possible to the macro hatcheries as close as possible to the Omega networks. I don't recommend queens because it's a 1v1 thing. You need the queens in 1v1 to spread creep and defend against early game harassment. Not so in co-op, so you can skip queens in co-op. But I hope that was helpful. I hope the replay was helpful. Next to far, yes, that's correct. Macro hatcheries next to far gases. I hope that replay was helpful. I hope I was able to teach you some stuff. And if you want to learn more other commanders, you can also submit your replays. And for you guys on YouTube, if you want to submit replays, that is also great. I would definitely appreciate that. And yeah, let's move on to the rest of the games.